Number 40. Consider the function f of x equals 12x over x squared plus 4. Find the x-intercept of the line tangent to f of x when x equals 1. So if we know that the line is tangent to f of x, we actually know two things. We know that this line contains a point that is exactly at x equals 1 and f of 1. So we know there's a point at 1 comma f of 1. And since it's a tangent, we know that it also has the same slope as our function at x equals 1. So we have the point, and we will have the slope. And so to find the tangent line, we can just use, you guessed it, you can just use point slope. So to find these things, well, we already know that the x-coordinate is 1. So our point will be 1 comma f of 1. And to find f of 1, well, we have an equation for that. We know f of x equals 12x over x squared plus 4. So let's see, 12 times 1 is 12, divided by 1 squared plus 4, that's 5. So 12 over 5 is just 2.4. Now to find the slope, you're going to need a little bit of calculus, but you're just going to have to take the derivative and then plug in x equals 1. And I'm actually going to use a calculator for this, because on a math test, you know you're crunched for time, so I'm going to show you a slightly quicker way. So go to your calculator, and then go to Menu, for Derivative at a Point. So our variable is x, we're plugging in x equals 1, and yes, we're using the first derivative because we're finding slope. So our equation is 12x over x squared plus 4. And so we get a slope of 1.44. So we get a slope that is equal to 1.44. Now, for point slope, we use the equation y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So if we just plug in our values, we have y minus 2.4 equals 1.44 times x minus 1. So we have the tangent line, and we are just looking for the x-intercept. So the x-intercept is going to happen when y equals 0. So let's just plug that in. We have negative 2.4 equals 1.44 times x minus 1. So we divide both sides by 1.44. So negative 2.4 divided by 1.44 is looks like negative 1 2/3. And then, so this is negative 1 2/3 or negative 5/3 equals x minus 1. And then if we add 1 to both sides, we get x is equal to negative 2/3. And that's answer choice C. There's also a way you can do this with the calculator, and it's pretty quick. Your calculator is actually capable of finding a tangent line. So if you go to Menu, for, and then see where it says tangent line down here. So here's what you can do. So you just type out your equation without the y equals. So just say 12x over x squared plus 4. You type your variable that you're using, and then you type which x-coordinate you want this to correspond to, like where you want the tangent line to be. So we get y equals 36x over 25 plus 24 over 25. So let's see, we get y equals 36 over 25x plus 24 over 25. And then same thing as before, you know the x-intercept has to happen when y equals 0. So we'll say 0 equals 36 over 25x plus 24 over 25. So you can say negative 24 over 25, if we subtract that from both sides, equals 36 over 25 times x. And then divide both sides by 36 over 25. So we have negative 36 over 25 divided by, negative 24 over 25. Negative 24 over 25 divided by 36 over 25, and we get negative 2/3. So you basically just skip the step of having to use point slope to find the equation of your line, but you still have to use a little bit of logic to figure out what your x-intercept is going to be. So in both cases, we got negative 2/3, and that is answer choice C. Okay, so if you have any questions from other tests, make sure to leave a comment and I'll make a video with the solution. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. This has been Investigative Math, and I will see you next time.